guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca with Cherished Children Ministries. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe below. I'm going to talk to you today about the traits of writing. I've been getting a lot of questions in my videos about you're talking about these traits of writing, so what are they? Well, today I'm going to tell you what they are. Okay, so what are these traits? Well, first of all, we all know that millions of dollars are poured into studying the best methods in education every single year. New standardized testing and educational accountability and All Kids Win programs are coming our way all the time. Teaching writing has become more and more difficult to teach in both lower and upper elementary school now more than ever. So if we know exactly how to help students become the best writers that they can be, we can really focus on what this model is about. It is effective, it is research-based, and it is a great tool for assessing and teaching writing. Now, you might be tempted to think that this model is just a magic box with all of the answers inside, but there is no magic box big enough for all of the answers. And guess what? You don't really need one. Here is what we do need. We need a model for assessing and teaching writing that honors our wisdom as moms and our strengths as moms and professionals and homeschoolers. So I am an advocate for the 6 Traits model by Ruth Cullham. I did have the privilege to attend one of her conferences a long time ago, but much of my teaching is actually based around these traits and what I have learned on my own and how to incorporate them on my own based on that model. So I'm going to tell you how the trait model is more than just an approach to assessing and teaching writing. This is actually a vocabulary that teachers and moms use with others and with their students to describe what good writing looks like. This is a common language that we learn to understand and to speak. We could be telling about a story about a hopping rabbit, or an essay on being a good steward, or perhaps a persuasive piece on the benefits of eating power foods. So here's the thing, the 6 traits or the 6 characteristics make this kind of writing work. So what are these traits? Well, I'm going to be doing a series of videos with more in-depth detail on each of the traits, but this is an overview of all of them. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you've probably heard me talk about them a little bit in some of my other videos. So the first trait, and it's in no order necessarily because you can teach them however you want, but the first one I'm going to talk about is ideas. Ideas is the content of the piece. It is the central message and the details that support it. Organization is the internal structure of the piece. This is the thread and the logic, the pattern and the meaning. The voice is the tone of the piece, the personal stamp of the writer, which is achieved through a strong understanding of the purpose and of the audience. Word choice is another trait. It is the specific vocabulary that the writer uses to convey meaning and enlighten the reader. Sentence fluency is the way that words and phrases flow through the piece. It's actually the auditory trait and is therefore read with the ear as much as the eye. The conventions trait. Now this is the mechanical correctness of the piece. And you guessed it, this is the trait that 99% of everyone gets hung up on. This one trait does not make a good piece of writing. It is merely one trait out of 6 that make up a good piece of writing. Now, the correct use of conventions guides the reader through the text easily. So it is a very important trait. It is a very important characteristic, but it is not the only one that most think makes a good piece of writing. Once you begin to know these traits and you begin teaching with them, you will really start to see them stand out in the work of your students and in real literature. You will be able to take a look at any book and you will be able to assess it for any of the 6 traits, strengths, and weaknesses. Remember, real authors have some weaknesses along with their strengths. Usually the editor will edit for conventions. So you will not see frequent misuse of conventions, but you will see others. You might be able to cipher and determine which authors are real masters at which traits. This is a valuable tool to use in front of your students. Assess real texts together. We call these mentor texts. traits. Eventually, you and your children and your students will be able to pick up any book and you'll be able to look at it and read through it together and say, this author is really good at sentence fluency. They make the writing flow. Or perhaps this book really focuses on the main idea and their strong area is ideas. Or perhaps you will notice that a certain author uses exciting word choice and you will be able to see that in his or her writing. Maybe your student and you even conclude that, wow, the voice in this story is phenomenal. I really love the way this writer writes. Or perhaps that means that that is that child's favorite author because the voice is being heard through the story. Whatever it is, you will learn these together and it will become natural for you to assess mentor texts for traits and encourage your students that real writers oftentimes struggle with one or a couple of the traits. It takes all of the traits to make a good piece of writing. And when we edit and revise, we actually make them all come together to make a great piece of writing. The goal is to bring writing to life and to provide all the assessment tools and focus lessons and extension activities that you need to get started. This model is exciting and it really does work. In today's educational system, effective models like this are absolutely critical for success. So now it's your turn. Go give it a try. You can do it. I have a link at the bottom of the page that you can click to access some samples for you to get started. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Remember, writing takes work and it takes patience. It is a process. Just keep going. Just keep teaching the traits and you will get there. If you have comments or questions, make sure that you let me know below the bottom of the page in the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos like this or more details about a specific trait, please let me know and I'll try to get one of those recorded for you also. I am going to have a video series coming out on all 6 traits, so watch for those too. Thank you for watching this video.